Oh, hey! Were you looking to find out what to eat in Hanoi, Vietnam? Well, I was there for 2 weeks and I ate an insane amount of food, so I think I'll be able to help you out. Come on, what the hell are you doing in the fridge? Now, I know you all know about pho, so this will be quick. Chicken pho is far more common up in the north because of the abundance, and the chickens used are free-range chicken, so the meat is chewier and gamier than what you may be used to. Oh, and that donut thing on the side, yes, it is in fact a donut. In Chinese, it's called yo tiao, and in Vietnamese, quay. It acts as a perfect vessel to soak up all of that liquid, just like croutons in tomato soup or butter in sambar. Now, beef pho, on the other hand, I've had a million times, so I wasn't expecting much, but specifically the one at Pho Thin has the most rich, fatty, and flavorful broth I have ever had. At pho places up in the north, you won't notice a lot of condiments on the side, as that's more of a southern thing. The tables normally have pickled garlic, fermented chilies, and maybe some limes. No hoisin, sriracha, or a big pile of herbs here. Now we got bun cha. Grilled pork patties and pork belly, rice noodles, a delicate fish and pork broth, and your glorious big basket of herbs. Oh, and a quick fun fact, in Vietnam, generally the name of the dish is the name of the ingredients used. With bun cha, for example, cha means grilled pork patties, and bun refers to the noodles, specifically thin, round, and bouncy noodles. But pho, on the other hand, actually means noodles too, but this time thin and flat. And then you have bun con. Thinly steamed crepes made from rice flour filled with ground pork and wood ear mushrooms, served with a side of cinnamon sausage, all dipped into a fish sauce-based sauce called nuoc mam. Okay, but wait, I need to get a little bit nerdy here. When it comes to the food here, there are some things you should know about Hanoi. Because it was the colonial capital of Vietnam and received the most direct French influence, the food can be more traditional, you can say. And the topography of northern Vietnam is very, very hilly, and it has 4 seasons. And in the winter, it gets very, very cold. So this weather and climate is not conducive to growing chilies and many spices, which is not something you'll find most common in their food. Hanoi food is subtler and simpler as compared to Central, which is spicier and more seafood heavy, and the South, which is sweeter and more diverse because of the Western influence. All 3 of these dishes have a very common structure of meat, rice or noodles, broth or sauce, and fresh herbs and vegetables. This is a very, very common structure that you'll find for pretty much every Vietnamese meal, at least everything that I ate in Vietnam and Hanoi. Okay, but those are all the easy foods. Those are all the foods that everyone is going to tell you to eat when you come to Hanoi. But you can do much better than that. You can do much, much better than that. The Don Swan Market is a fantastic place to check out if you enjoy the beautiful chaos of wet markets, but the real beauty is down this little alley full of some of the best food in the area. First up, we got bun ok, snail noodle soup, very similar to the more popular crab noodle soup, bun rieu. I was very hesitant about eating snails for the first time, but once I tried it, I couldn't stop eating it. Crunchy, chewy, and a little slimy. Almost like cartilage or tendon. And if you want, you can even add bananas and tofu, which I know bananas sound weird in a savory food, especially to Westerners, but the type of bananas used here are smaller and starchier and less sweet, so they act almost like a potato instead of a banana that what we're used to back home. Right at the end of the alley is bantong. Crunchy, crispy, triple fried potato shrimp patties. I mean, what can get better than that? And then lastly, around the corner, we have one of my favorite snacks of all time in Vietnam. Two mochi patties sandwiching a slab of sausage, similar to mortadella, dipped in your choice of a sweet or spicy chili sauce. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this last one was called bun se, and before that we had ban tong. So bun is used in both these dishes, and it's a very common word that you'll see in a lot of Vietnamese foods around the country. And bun basically refers to anything cake or bread-like, but not your sweet type of cake that you're used to in the West. It's essentially anything that's made out of starches, legumes, beans, flours, that sort of thing. So keep that in mind. Okay, but maybe you're looking at me and you're thinking, Rachel, these foods are just too simple. I want something more adventurous, something more out there. I mean, I can do better than that. You want more adventurous? You want more out there? Okay, okay. I think you'll like these next three. I really think you will. I think you will. Hi. Nemcha. Aside from the fact that the owner was simply the sweetest person ever,
Có ngon không? Kìa, bỏ mũ ra cho xinh.
this little snack packed a surprising punch of flavor. Fermented raw pork, similar to salami dipped in an acidic, spicy sauce, eaten with raw garlic, that will surely have your breath smelling like wonders after. Bun dao mam tom. Noodles, tofu, and fermented shrimp paste on top of a pile of fresh herbs and internal organs called offal. Intestine, liver, heart, blood sausage, you get the idea. Now mam tom is like Nook Mom's bigger, cooler, and more funky sister. The flavor is very, very intense. Some love it, and well, some hate it. Guess you have to find out for yourself. Oh, and if you're wondering why there are so many herbs being used in all these Vietnamese dishes, well, aside from the fact that fresh herbs just taste good, they also help with digestion and also help to mask any funky smells and flavors from dishes like these that can get pretty intense. Now, this next one you're gonna love. 3 words: chicken, feet, street. Now, I've only had chicken feet one way, the Cantonese style that's steamed with soy sauce served at dim sum, so I was so excited to try this. After choosing an assortment of different parts of the chicken, like gizzard, heart, wings, and of course feet, you can get a side of roasted sweet potatoes, grilled bread, and pickled vegetables. I mean, what can get more adventurous than this? Okay, but now maybe this was a little bit too far on the other extreme. So many meats and smells and flavors and textures, and you're looking for something a little bit more homey and comforting, but you don't want to just go back to eating pho. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. Chow, a piping hot bowl of congee, but instead of rice kernels like what I'm used to, it's made with rice flour, so the porridge is extremely creamy and gravy-like, full of flavor from the pork bones. On top, we have yet again those amazing Chinese donuts and pork floss, which is basically like savory cotton candy. And if you want to do one more better than that, you can get yourself a bowl of ban duc nong. Instead of regular rice flour, this uses glutinous rice flour that is used to make mochi. So this is essentially mochi soup. Creamy, sticky, chewy, slimy. All topped off with fried tofu, ground pork and mushrooms, a flavorful broth, and your whole shebang of chilies, herbs, and whatnot. Now you just had yourself 2 piping hot bowls of porridge. You need to cool yourself off a little bit. You need yourself some cha-cha or some iced tea. Tea shops are a very common thing you'll find all across Vietnam. It acts as a great third space for families and friends socializing aside their tea, chewing on sunflower seeds. And well, that wraps up everything I ate in Hanoi. Psych. Did you really think I was going to forget about the dessert? Chè is the umbrella term when it comes to any dessert in Vietnam, but probably the most famously known is this kind. Grass jelly, pomelo, lotus seeds, corn, red bean, coconut tapioca. The list goes on. You can choose a few of your favorite. Get it atop a bowl of crushed ice with some coconut milk, and dessert is served. Frozen yogurt. Yogurt in Vietnam is made with condensed milk, so it's tangier, creamier, and sweeter than what you may be used to. I got the frozen kind, and I got it topped off with passion fruit sauce and pandan jelly, but you can really get any toppings you want. Soy. Steamed glutinous sticky rice with mung beans, coconut milk, and sugar.
Yum.
This is one of my favorites. So that was the food part, but fret not, the food may be done, but here are some small businesses that you should support while you're visiting the city.
My name is Viet, and this is my coffee shop and local art store.
Tranquil Coffee and Bookstore was also a big favorite of mine. Their creamy matcha was to die for. Okay, y'all, this stamp store was really cool. Would make a really great souvenir, but look how dirty they did me. That is not my nose. I don't have that big of a nose. The stamp is really cool, but that's not me. Oh my god. And of course, my trip to Hanoi and Vietnam would not be complete without the amazing food tour company Curious About Vietnam. The owner, Leela, just posts some amazing educational videos, not only about Hanoi, but Vietnam in general, all over her social media, and I have learned so much. I booked a private tour with her assistant, Ovia, and she taught me so much about the food, and it was just so fun and engaging. But I highly recommend booking a tour with them whenever you're in Hanoi, and if not, you can buy their food maps because they have the best recommendations for food I have ever seen.
Hi, I totally forgot to film an outro, so you're gonna see me like this because I'm too lazy to get up and get my camera. But Hanoi was a really magical city to go and visit. It was the first city that I went to on this Asia trip, the first city in Asia that I've been to as an adult. It was so overwhelming and so chaotic and had so many people, and I was so just overwhelmed at the sheer culture shock of everything. But it was so exciting, and I ate an unbelievable amount in that city, and I just really, really hope that you're inspired to eat food beyond just what you normally may know with pho and bun cha, because there is so much to explore and there is so much that you can learn from through all the food. I miss it so much. Anyways, I genuinely hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.